Welcome to Emily's Outlet. Today we're going to be talking about you can't make a clear decision in a chaotic mind. Have you ever noticed how we say we want to better ourselves, but when it's time to actually make the decision, we freeze, we overthink, or we choose wrong? That's not because you don't know better. It's because your nervous system is not calm. Most of us walk around in a fight or flight mode and don't even realize it. And what does that look like? You're either avoiding things, that's flight, or you're reacting emotionally, getting irritated, judging, shutting down, and that's fight. So when you're in that state, you're not choosing from clarity, you're choosing from fear. And fear will always distort your decisions. So before you try to fix your life or be better or make the right decision, you need to ask yourself, am I calm right now? Because if you're not calm, you're not thinking clearly. So let me give you an example. We love quotes, right? For example, I'm going to give you a quote from Ted Lasso. It's be curious, not judgmental. So it sounds good, it feels good. You might repeat it a few days, but then real life happens and you're right back to judging people. Why? Because the quote only works when your nervous system is regulated. So I want to go back to the quote. It says, be curious, not judgmental. What does that mean exactly? So if we would meet someone for the first time and not understand who they are, and we start judging them because what they are makes us feel uncomfortable, then that's when we realize we're not in a calm state. But once we start judging and say, oh, that person cannot be my friend because whatever they said that came out of their mouth that didn't agree with us, that's when we have to pause and think, am I being critical or judgmental? Instead of being that way, you should be asking questions. You should try to understand. You should say, well, how did you get there? What makes you feel that way? So when you're in a fight and flight mode, that means you're feeling uncomfortable, you judge quickly, you create stories in your head, and then you pull away or react, right? But when you're calm, you slow down, you ask questions on, let's say if the person you're meeting, you want to ask questions to them about who they are instead of judging them. So you seek to understand. You become curious instead of critical. Same situation, different mindset, completely different outcomes. So you say, Emily, how do you calm your nerves? How do you calm my mindset? How do I calm my nerve system? So let's be real. Not everyone wants to sit and meditate for 10 minutes. That is a way that you can calm your nerve system. Deep breathing, simple but powerful. Listening to calming music. There's a lot of music on YouTube that you can listen to that helps the nerve system calm down. There's also exercise like Tai Chi. There's simple exercises. You don't have to be perfect, but you're able to do them and they're quick and easy. Um, Tapping, EFT, emotional freedom technique. There's a lot of videos also on YouTube that you can find that help with any kind of emotion that you're feeling at the moment. And even just pausing before reacting. The goal is not perfection, the goal is awareness and interruption. So basically, what I mean by this is instead of letting your mind continuously do what it always does, try to catch it in that moment that is making you feel that way instead of it just going automatically in that automatic mode. Just catch the feeling. If you're feeling uncomfortable and you start thinking, just don't let it flow. Try to interrupt it and say to yourself, why am I feeling this way? Or what's going on? Take a deep breath and try to calm down. And then as your body starts to calm down, you'll be able to regulate and help to understand your feelings more. Because here's what happens if you don't. You stay in the cycle of I shouldn't have done this. Why did I react that way? And sometimes we feel the way we reacted it is not even who you are. Like that wasn't even me. And now you're not just dealing with the situation, you're dealing with regret. So if you want to become the version of yourself that makes better decisions, don't start with discipline. Don't start with pressure. Be kind to yourself, love yourself, be patient because as long as you were always on that fight and flight mode, you're never going to stop being this way overnight because you've been practicing this for most of all your lives. So the more practice you did it, the more you got better at it. And sometimes your mind goes there automatically. So the same way that you practice this, you got to continue practicing it. So then your body and mind automatically goes in that direction. So we constantly have to get into that mode because the longer we've been in the fight and flight mode, that's more practice we had in it. So I know everybody's like, why do I have to practice this? I just want this automatically to happen. But unfortunately, we have to learn it just how we learned everything else in our lives. And if we want to get out of this fight and flight mode, it's the only way to get out of it. It's not magical. You're not just going to automatically happen. Everything is in practice. So start with calm because a regulated mind would choose what a triggered mind never could. So I hope you put this in practice. And if you have any questions, you can DM me. And this is Emily's Outlet. Have a great night.